All right, everybody, welcome. It is Wednesday, July 17th, and we are on call 2 of our pilot Rockstars on the Rise Director Bound program. And last week you heard from Executive Director Becky Baxter all about why you want to be a director and the amazing benefits that come with it. And she also talked about some things that have to do with bookings. So what I'm going to be talking to you about tonight is a little bit about like what you do. You've got some bookings, or maybe you're still working towards some. We're going to talk about that too. But what do you do with them? And so first, before we get into that, I would love for everyone to share how many parties you booked last week. And you can either share it in the comments or you can unmute yourself and share, but we want to celebrate you. I know that Caitlin and Becky and I are like, even one party booked is a success. Okay, so we want to celebrate all of the success that you've had. So go ahead, type in what you have been working on all week, okay? Or you can unmute yourself. Holy cow! Ashley,
I got 4 booked, but none of them were for July.
They what?
They were for August and September.
So you booked 4. That's awesome. Ashley said 11. Beth said 3. Teresa 3. 12. 2. Oh, y'all are going too fast. 7, 4, 6, 2. 6, 2, and 2. You guys, can somebody, Becky or Caitlin, can y'all add that up and just see how many parties we booked last week? Because that is crazy. Just one, but I posted, okay, hold on. It's not just, okay, one booking is amazing. So do not tear it down by adding that 4 little J word just in front of it, okay? Yeah, so you're doing the activity that she said 1, exactly. She said 1, I'm not even gonna say the J word, but I posted a thing on my page that got a bunch of comments, so I'm messaging them tonight. So you're doing what it takes, like the actions and the activity is matching your goal. Okay, yeah, no J word, guys. I think, and this is like a little side tangent, as women, we tend to play down things that we have done, and by saying just, or I'm sorry, but, or things like that, don't do that. Be proud of that one booking. Don't play it down. You worked hard for it, okay? Yeah, Amanda made a funny video. So let's see here. Let's talk about, so we've got, I don't know how many bookings. Somebody will tell me soon. So yes, like we're all working towards the 12. So somebody tell me what you are struggling with when it comes to your bookings. What roadblocks have you hit this last week when you are talking to people about bookings? And you can type it or you can share. And don't be shy, because I'm sure that more than one person will have hit the same. Too busy. Somebody unmuted. Who is it? There we go, Teresa. Excuse me.
Yeah, sorry. Honestly, mine was just like, like, it's not been as easy like it's been so easy up to this point. So that's like been a stumbling block for me this month, because all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I have to work really hard to get these bookings right now. I know it's terrible, but it's been a little bit harder this month. And I think busy is the number one thing. People are going on vacation. They're saying, maybe later. This month, I just think people are like I said, busy.
Yes, yes. Busy has been one, and I think you're going to see a lot of people, let me see, that have the same responses from people. Let's see, too busy, same. Oh, I'm scrolling too fast. They have no time, no replies, no money, they just ignore me. No one is wanting to host right now for me, so they have stuff going on. My schedule, they never respond. No, get things, but no. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. I'm trying to read them before I. Okay. So a couple of things. So no time. So like they're too busy. And then no responses. Those were the two biggest.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no,
I didn't
okay.
type it in there. I have had, this is a new one to me this month, is I am finding actually the party I'm having right now, they invited their people and I actually ended up with consultants in there that are her friends. I don't know, it's kind of a weird thing. And I'm hearing that from some people. Oh, I just went to a whole string of parties. Like I've got myself in the circle of people who have been to so many parties lately. They're like, I just don't want to do one. Or they're already doing a party because they went to somebody, with another consultant.
Yeah.
And I'm not into stealing, people from other consultants, obviously,
Yes. So Patsy, when they tell you like, oh, my friends have just had a bunch of parties and, I'm not interested right now, what are you saying back to them when they say that?
Oh, I'm telling them I totally get that. How about I follow up in another month or two?
Good.
Yeah, it'll be a better time. We'll have, newer products and, I always follow up with something like that.
Good.
But I don't know how I just got myself in the circle of people who are just like, there's consultants everywhere.
Is it like people from a certain area?
You cut off a certain what?
A certain area?
Yeah, it is. It's from a group of parties I had, and then apparently some of them were working with another consultant, and so now you've got some of their friends and some of our friends. It's kind of intertwining. Yeah. Or being invited to each other's parties, like other consultants.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So I know I can get out of it, but this is a new one to me, honestly.
Yes. So
the other ones are all typical that everybody's saying.
Yes. If you find yourself in an area, like just whether it's where you live or it's maybe you had a really big party, and like I'm from Kentucky and that happened to me last fall. I had a ton of parties in the Corpus Christi area in Texas, and starting in August, and by December people were like, no thank you, like I know your last three hosts. And right. Even though they were like, so maybe get out of that area for a while and you can go, I like to search my parties that are in other states than where I live, and go back to those parties and see the people who have accepted my friend request and like offer them an incentive to host. So that is one, I think you're doing the right thing, offering them like, let me follow up with you in September when we release new products, and you'll be the first, to have them for your friends. I think that you're doing exactly, what you should do there. So let's talk about time for just a second, because I want you, first of all, to know that your leaders are hearing the exact same thing. We hear all the time, I don't have time, like that is, I think that's one of the biggest ones, just overall with bookings that we hear. And I want to give you just one example. I shared on my team page my conversations. It was 2 or 3 conversations that I had with people, and they all said no, they did not have time. So I was offering a deal on the indoor-outdoor grill, And one woman said, that sounds amazing, but I just don't have time right now. And she was like, dump, like, I don't remember what they are. But so she gave me the reasons. When you are responding to someone, and this isn't exactly in the script, Becky, but we're just going to go with it. When you're responding to someone, whether they tell you time or maybe it's a big concern for joining the business, you want to follow a 3-step response, okay? So you want to validate their concern. So when they tell you they don't have time, just say you understand. I think that's the biggest thing, is like, like whether you think they have time or not, because we know it doesn't take any time, 5 minutes a day maybe, to post and everything. But sometimes adding one more thing to your plate, like, just weighs on you. So, and we don't know what's going on in their life. So validate what is going on. Say, I completely understand the summer is a busy time for everyone. You want to then offer a solution. So you can either say to them, Facebook parties are so easy to host. I send you something to copy and paste, and it takes you maybe 5 minutes a day. And then I'll ask a question. Do you want to try it? Do you want to give it a try for maybe, in a week? Or would sometime in August be easier for you? And it's 3 sentences. They're not scrolling, but you're validating their concern, you're offering them a solution, and then you are following up with a question. So you're keeping the conversation going. And they might come back with like, oh, I didn't realize it was only going to take, that much time. Sure, we can do it whenever. Or they might say, I really can't right now, like there's just no time, but next month things calm down when my kids go back to school. Well, guess what? You ask, oh, when do your kids go back to school? Oh, they go back on the 12th. Perfect. Why don't we have a party on the 16th? I'll give you a week to get back into your, your routine. So that's just one example of what you can say to that no time. And it might turn into a booking for August or September, or, or a follow-up. But our goal is to get something out of the conversation, either a hard no, a follow-up, or a booking for either your current month or, next month. Because we don't ever want to lose that, lose a conversation. One thing that I saw Caitlin talk about, I think she answered, was the cold messaging. And I want to say something really fast to that, because she's right. Like, when you are cold messaging, you do want to have that conversation, unless like, you saw the person like, last week or whatever in person or something like that. But I do want to say this, you don't want to start the conversation just with the intention of getting a booking, because then that sounds that you can tell when someone is like, oh, hey, how's your kids? Like blah, 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 blah. Oh, by the way, you want to host a Facebook, paper chef party. So when we talk about authentic content in our Facebook parties, we really want to make sure that we have authentic content going into our Facebook profiles and into our messages. And you can offer deals. It's different. Like if I were like say, hey, Becky, how's it going? I haven't talked to you in forever. And then we start talking, and then I maybe get bored, and I'm like, oh, did you see that I became a paper and chef consultant? It's different if I just started the conversation and said, hey, Becky, like that guinea pig message. Hey, Becky, I recently started my business, and I am looking for a couple people to help me out. I feel like when you go in with like the intention and you are kind of honest about it, then people are more likely to respond with like an answer anyways. Oh yeah, no, I know, Caitlin. I was just like, clarifying. Like I was just giving the examples. So we are going to talk about a couple things. I hope you all have listened to the Marna Ross call. If you have not, that should be number 1 on your list. She talks about just some really great tips. And if you do not follow her, she's a great one to follow. She's hilarious. Like, I like watching her just because of her personality. Like, this is recorded, but I'm just like, she called me a jackass at a training one time. She was like, oh, and I know, I'm sorry. It's like, but that's just like who she is. And her personality, like, she doesn't hide it. Like, she's like loud and proud. Like, that's her personality. And I would love for y'all to go watch some of her live videos, and you will totally understand what I mean by, like, she doesn't sugarcoat things. She doesn't, you know, do anything that, like, if she doesn't think a product is necessary, she says it, you know, like, she doesn't, like, she's not salesy at all. Yes, thank you. She's herself. So if you want an example on how to do your live videos, you know, how to talk about products, how to talk about power tools, which we're going to talk about in a few minutes. Marna Ross, M-A-R-N-A. Thank you, Becky. So go listen to her call. She gives some really great tips on how to get bookings from your bookings and how to engage your Facebook parties. So I need to, hold on a second. Okay. Can y'all still see me, or does it go off? Okay, because I'm having to get to my, okay, good. So this training, like we said, is by a couple other consultants. And we have, and just to give you like an idea of what this host coaching is from, Becca Yon sold over $20,000 in sales in May. Okay. So I want you to listen to what she is saying on this document, because I've been reading this and I'm like, man, I don't do some of these things. So this is directly from Becca. And so I want you to think, because you've got the bookings now. Somebody booked 11 parties last week. So you've got the bookings now. And let's talk about how you can have a high selling party average, okay? So she says, host coaching, booking, behind the scenes work, and recruiting. Okay, so those are what we're gonna cover. She said, this is literally everything I do for my virtual parties. She runs 5 to 7 per week, and she averages $2,000 to $3,000 in commissionable sales consistently every week. Okay, so that is every week. That's not monthly, all right? She says, none of these things are optional. It is a combination of consistently doing all of these things that lead to parties with regular sales, high interaction, bookings, and recruits. Okay, so this is just one thing that she does. And I'm going to immediately, I already text people, but I'm going to immediately start this. She says, whenever you receive an email that someone has ordered on your party, send them this text, okay? It says, hi, so it's a like Lindsay from Pampered Chef for Becky's party. Thanks for your order. You'll love it. You can add or change anything until the day of the party closes. When the party closes, thanks and have a great day. How simple is that? Okay, you could, the areas again, okay, host coaching, booking, behind the scenes work, and recruiting. Yes, yeah. So here is something she says, immediately when you book a party, you want to send this to your host. And it says, and you don't have to type everything down, okay? And this is something that I've thought about doing, but you better betcha I'm starting it now. She says, hey girl, really excited for your party next week. Please request to join these 2 Facebook parties. One was an amazing party where the host got a $340 free shopping spree, 5 half-priced items, and 30% off the rest of the catalog. The other party was a bad party, and the host got 0, no shopping spree, no half-priced items, and no discount. First, go to the good party here, and she has a link. Scroll through it, and then tell me, what did you notice that the host did that was good? After you tell me what you saw, you'll go to the bad party, and she has a link. Then tell me what you noticed was not good about the party. I want to make this party the best possible party for you. We are in this together. Can't wait to hear your feedback. So we probably all have like that really amazing party. And it might not be the $340 free shopping spree, but it might be $115, or it might be $90, whatever your highest is, and whatever your one that has the most engagement, you could use that one. And then we probably all have that party that kind of flopped, right? There weren't any orders, maybe the host didn't post, and nothing really came out of it. So this sets the bar and expectations right away for what a good host does. If they don't give you feedback right away, check in with them about a week before their party and ask them to check out the 2 parties and give their feedback. So you could send that, like if you booked a party for September, you could send that sometime this week and then start wanting to get their feedback. So a few days before you make their group, send a message like this. Hey girl, I'll be making your group on, like Monday or whatever. Can't wait to get your party started and get you tons for free. So this is the day that you make the group, and she starts her parties on Monday, or she sets them up on Monday. She said, I am so excited for your Pampered Chef party to begin this week. I have created your Facebook group and added you, so look for a notification from me and click OK at the top. Now it is time to add friends. You want to add 200 people from your friends list, because then usually 75 to 100 will decide to become a member of the party and click OK to see posts, and then 12 to 13 will order. So this is very similar to what we are sending. We're saying 150. We're saying that our goal is 30 and we want those 15 orders. So here is just adding to it. She says, 12 to 13 will order, giving you great party sales and host benefits. Don't prejudge, everybody eats. And the beauty of a Facebook party is that it really isn't awkward adding people you haven't seen for a while. Who has heard that from a host? I don't have anybody that I can add, and then they have like 800 Facebook friends. Note that my hosts who do not add 200 people usually do not have successful parties. Follow my lead. Let's not have that be you. Oh, and make sure to add 20 at a time so Facebook doesn't mark you as a spammer. Adding friends to a group is tricky as they have to click OK to be added officially. It sometimes takes people you might add a while to see the notification to then click OK. So they will still appear as a friend you can add to the group even after you just added them. She's basically answering all of the, are y'all hearing the objections? Like, how am I adding people because I add somebody and then it says I can add them again? Who's heard that from a host? I've heard all of these things, and she's going ahead and she is answering them, which is genius, and I wish I had thought about it. Okay, so she says, it will all work out. Just scroll all the way down to the end of your friends list and add some people from the latter part of the alphabet and go back and forth. If you can't find the group, actually click into your groups from the Facebook homepage on the left under Explore. Scroll and you should see at the bottom, and you can approve to be added. I have tasks each day to make sure this party rocks. So you guys, first of all, I was reading this and I was like, oh my goodness, why did I not just go ahead and answer all the objections in one message, right? So the second day the group has been made, so this is Tuesday for her. Send a message like this. Hey there, so I have a challenge for you. We need to get your numbers of members in the party group up. Facebook and its rules are constantly changing. Sometimes people don't see or get notifications, and this can hurt the success of your online party. I'm going to send you a message that you can forward to your friends. Super easy once you send it to one person. Hit the arrow on the left to easily click on your friends' names to forward the message to. I mean, like, it's all right there, and it's what we've been doing, but it's like in words now, you know, like written out. So she says, send to 150 people so that 50 to 60 people join, and you'll get 12 to 15 orders. If you only need to send to 100 people, you'll get 20 to 30 join and 5 to 6 orders. Okay, so here is the, it's basically the same wording that we have. Hey, I would love for you to join. If you join my Pampered Chef party, I'm excited to see the new spring products that just came out. There will also be games, prizes, free recipes, and all the best products Pampered Chef has to offer. Click below to join the fun. So we have that same type of message. So then going through this, she talks about on the third day the group has been made. She said Wednesday, sorry, lost my slide. This should be the last pre-party day, giving you 3 total days to work solely on getting lots of people in the group. So then she spends the rest of that day, and she says, I'm so excited for the pre-party fun to start in just a few days. Please post this text and link to your group together on your personal Facebook wall. And you'll see it when you read it, but she has together and personal in all caps. Okay, so sometimes you have hosts who don't know where to post things. Sometimes they post them to other groups, and you're like, why? You know, like how? And so then it says, you know, like personal. So it will help to capture some additional people who may have missed your ad notification and remind them you are having a party. Yes. She says, let me know when you've done it. The earlier, the better. And then she gives them the message, which we're going to give that to you. So then this is.
Frozen. Oh,
I'm frozen.
Come back. Come back.
Am I frozen?
That's funny. Nope. There she comes. There she comes.
Okay, y'all. It's like, can you try? I'm sorry, the internet.
We were totally good though. There was like no interruptions until right then.
It does this, and my team can tell you, it does this almost every team meeting, so that I do my team meetings downstairs. Okay, sorry guys.
You're good. Life happens.
Okay, so this is the day that she is planting the business seed. So she says, hey girl, one more thing for today. You might not have booked a party thinking about this, but if you'd like to spend $109 or pick one of these kits today before your show starts, I'll let you make the money on the show instead of me. You'll get all the host rewards too. And on average, you'll make $100 on the party. Let me know if you're interested or have questions. Okay, so that's something that we have all hopefully been doing, offering it before we set up the party and so forth, asking our host 5 times. So also on that day, she sends reminders, send reminders for people to join the group. So this means you go into your group, go to members, click on invited, and there, these are the people the host has invited but haven't joined yet. So click on them and send each of them a reminder to join the party. Now, I want to say this, I have not seen this feature since doing it from my business page. Caitlin, have you noticed that you can do this from your business page? Are you typing or okay?
I have I've been going back and forth, like as myself and as my business page on the invite, because my phone, like, it's changed so many things, so I'm still kind of getting used to it.
So can you send the reminders?
I haven't tried, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I have not been able to.
You got to get them to like invite people to remind them. So.
Becky, were you going to say something?
Yes. I was going to say I've been able to send the reminder. So on my computer, I haven't tried it from my phone because I'm done. Like she said, when I'm trying to tag people in like a post, I'll just change, you click like interacting as yourself and not your business page. But on the computer, it let me send a reminder.
Okay. So maybe I need to look on the computer. All right. So then the next day, why don't no, it won't let me show this because I don't have it set up right. So the pre-party day 1. So whenever this is on your schedule, she says she makes it, or make a group message with all of your hosts, and she sends this, okay? And she sends a message. She does, like the group host messaging. And I really love her wording, okay? So this, if you have, a host who maybe doesn't know how to do something, listen to how she words things. She says, "Good morning, all. You all begin hosting online parties with me today. This is the group message where I will post your daily host post for you to copy and paste, picture with text, into, and into is capitalized, your group, and not is capitalized, on your personal Facebook wall. It is very important you do this daily post and in the morning, as it will show your guests you are engaged, even though you are copying and pasting. The more you engage in the event, the higher the sales will be. Trust me." Also, to ensure your guests are taking advantage of the chances to win games for raffle tickets to the grand prize, make sure to tag them in a comment on the daily game I post. And lastly, pay attention to how little I do while running your parties. You could do this too and earn the commission and free product from your couch. You could use a kit credit from the free product you earned to sign up on my team. If you have any questions, I am here. Today's post, make sure to post picture and text together on your group wall. So she is making sure, one, that they know where to post it. So, into the group, not on the personal Facebook wall. She's reminding them to be engaged in their party. Excuse me. Oh, sorry. I had a drink upstairs. She's asking them to tag them in the post. And then she's adding that in there, like, see how little I do running your parties. And she offers them the business again. So then she goes through her host post 1, and this is her important tip. She says, after you've added each of your hosts to the group and sent this, so it's, I'll just read it to you. Host post 1, "Hey everyone, I'm hosting a Facebook Pampered Chef party and you're all invited. If you haven't clicked OK at the top of the party yet, please click it and join in to have the fun. There will be tons of product info, kitchen tips, recipes, games, and giveaways from our consultant, Becca. See you there. Oh, and like Becca mentioned, Facebook now defaults what you will all see in this party to highlights. You need to go to notifications at the top and click on all posts. We don't want you to miss anything. And lastly, if you think you have everything you need from Pampered Chef, think again. All new spring products are out, including the new quick cooker, batter mixer and dispenser, waffle puff pan, crinkle cutter, among many others included the quick prep food grater and new cookie cutters. Get excited. Okay, so she says, very important, after you've added each of your hosts to the group and sent this, you want to personally send them a voice clip or video on Messenger saying something like this. They need to hear or see your excitement and enthusiasm, and they will reflect it. And this is something, guys, that we could all start. Like you could send your host, like if you had party started on Monday, you could send your host this, tomorrow or tonight. She says, "Hey host, I just wanted to reach out this morning with a voice clip to tell you how excited I am for your party to start today. I cannot wait to help you earn lots of free product from your couch. I'm sure you have a wish list that is long, and it is my job to help you snag it all. I want you to remember back when you booked and I let you check out a bad and good show of mine. Remember which one you want to be as we start your party this week. Engaging with your guests, tagging people in post, and doing your daily host post will help you earn tons of free product. Let's do this." Okay, so I want to stop right there because I tend to like talking on the phone, and I know not everyone else does. But how many people like type it in the chat or like raise your hand if your video is on? How many people would like do this? Send a voice clip. Like read this script and send a voice clip. Let me move my thing so I can see people. Amy says yes. Jeanette, Amanda. Who else? Caitlin, of course. Funny filter. Kat, Stephanie, Ashley. Good. Okay, so this is something that we can all implement immediately. Maybe you have a really good host this week, and you want to encourage them to get to the next level, or maybe you have one that's like, and you want to encourage her to do more. Send them a voice clip or do the funky filter like Caitlin said. I don't know how to do those yet. And just be silly about it and do one that way. So she says, also on that day, write a welcome post to all the guests. From a desktop underneath the members on the right of the group page, click on Write Post to welcome new members. It will tag all of them. I say in this message and also post a cute welcome picture, okay? So let's welcome our new party guests. Thanks for joining us in this amazing event. Make sure to follow the pinned post instructions to set your notifications to all posts so you don't miss chances to win prizes. Like this post for the first ticket to party prize. I liked that part. Yeah. Okay. That was funny. Yes, you can tell me about Snapchat and filters. Let's see here. Okay. That's something else. We can stop the recording, and Caitlin, you can, or maybe we need that recorded. So she sends another message to her group of hosts that evening, and she says, "Hey, awesome ladies, be sure to do a thank you post in the party tagging the person who ordered when you get an order. This does two things. One, it shows your appreciation. Two, it shows others that other people are ordering and encourages others to do the same." There's a lot of others in that sentence. And third, everyone in the group gets a notification when you post and will see it. Once you get your first order, they start coming in like rapid fire, so get your mom, sister, friend to be that first one. Okay, I personally love this because most of you have probably, like us, we have been posting the thank you post. And there will be some times that I like can't get it until that night, and my host has already posted it, and it's amazing. People will comment, and then I might do the next one, and there aren't any. This also takes a job off of your plate. You are no longer, if you're running 3, 4, 5 parties, you are no longer making a separate post for how many ever orders there are in each party, okay? So offer that to your host. All right, so there is pre-party day 2. This is what she's Friday. And I'm not gonna go through necessarily all of this, but I'm gonna talk to you about a little bit of what she does on her first full party day. So she does Monday through Friday as her setup and her pre-party days. And then her party day starts on Saturday. Okay, so she's had those 3 full days of engagement, and she welcomes people. And this is just a really good host post. She says, here's your post for the day. What is your biggest kitchen headache? Mine is, and fill it in. She says, let us know for a ticket in the grand prize. So she also sends them this. You want to make sure that you are making your wish list so that you are ready to go on Thursday to place your host order. Your guests have generously supported you and are waiting for their items. You will have Thursday to get your host orders in. I will be around to help with questions. You can see how to order with this graphic. So a couple things that I like about her wording here. She tells them from the beginning, this is on Sundays, this is party day 2, when they are going to close, when their order is needed. And 2, she sends them a picture, and you'll see it on here, about their host dashboard. So that kind of clears up, you know, like if a host doesn't know when they need to order or how. So I'm gonna go through, so her 3rd full party day, this is the message that she sends her hosts. And it's a recruiting seed, okay? She says, hey girl, just wanted to let you know that when your party hits 300 or 400 in sales, you get to use either $25 or $50 of your free product as a coupon off of one of these kits. Also, any bookings you get from your party will be yours if you want to try it. She says, haha, it's not signing your life away, just trying something new. And then she says, hashtag something to think about. So it's very like nonchalant, no pressure thing, excuse me. So this is also when she sends her booking challenge with the host. And we've gone over this before. It's a host booking challenge. She gets 3 orders. And then full bar, okay, hold on. And let me get down to the part that I wanted to share with you. Okay. So this is the post that she sends her host, okay, on the second to last day. So she says last party day or last posting day. So this is Wednesday. And I'm just trying to pick out things that are, because it's a long document, but the script says we go over all of it, so that's what we're doing. She says, last party day, FYI, today is the last posting day. Tomorrow is the last day to order. We'll surprise everyone and extend for last minute orders on Thursday and close the parties on Friday morning. Cards will not be charged until Friday, but orders need to be placed before then. Also, don't forget to have your host order ready to place on Thursday so we can ship all your guest orders promptly. Here's your post for the day. Comment done when you've posted. I'm sure you can, so this is the post. I'm sure you can tell that my Becca loves her Pampered Chef business. Ask her a question about being a consultant and earn 5 tickets to the grand prize raffle. See these really cool kits to get started. I can't believe how much product they come with. And then it has a picture of the different kits, which is really cool because we do the Ask Me Anything post, but we're trying to limit how much we are posting each day. So this is a really good idea to have your host post the Ask Me Anything, right? So it's saying, you know, just like ask Caitlin anything about her business. And then she says, happy reminder tagging. Go through the entire party and have your order page pulled up on Consultants Corner for that party as well to see who has ordered. For anyone who has not ordered but has liked or commented on a post, reply to their comment while tagging them or make a standalone comment with tagging them saying this. Just a friendly reminder that today is the last day to order to support Becky's party if you'd like to. And then she posts the ordering link. So that's on posts that people have liked or commented but not have ordered, because sometimes they just need that extra reminder. So she is changing the name each day of the party. So like this last day, she changes it to the group name to the last day to order. for blank's party. Cards will not be charged until Friday. So she puts that out there. So it's kind of another reminder for your host, like, hey, I've been telling everyone that the party, you know, their card is going to be charged on Friday. So that's when we need to have it done. She says she sends this text to everyone who's ordered so far. She says, hi there, just wanted to give you a big thank you for your order again. Also, let me know if you saw something in the party for yourself or as a gift you can't live without you'd like to add. The party is wrapping up today and she is blank away from the next level of free rewards. Also, if you would like to have your own party to get a big shopping spree, X just needs one more booking for a bonus gift. Thanks again and have a blessed day. So she's sending that to everyone who has ordered, and she's offering them either to add on to their order or to book a party. So it's kind of, it's genius, really. So then she has another recruiting seed. She says, hey girlie, last day of the party, would seriously love to have you on my team. You're so fun and have done such a wonderful job posting and interacting this week. I have no doubts you would rock this side gig. Want to give it a whirl. So she's asking again, but I personally love how she says, you know, like, want to give it a whirl, or I have no doubts you would rock this side gig. So she doesn't, you know, assume that like it's going to be a full-time career, or, you know, she says side gig. And sometimes I think people hear that and they're like, oh, she's not expecting me to quit my full-time job, or she's not, you know, like it's a different way of thinking about it. So then she talks about how she talks to her host in personal messages and reminds them, you know, like how much they have left. Excuse me. And then she talks about her extension day. So she changes it. So she goes ahead and she plans on having it as an extension day, but she tells her host that that is when they order. So she says, change group name to extended, order by 9 p.m. for X's party. Cards will not be charged until Friday. And then a happy reminder post. She says, hey y'all, I just wanted to thank each of you who have commented, played the games, ordered, and booked a party for this week. Y'all have made this party such a blast. Wanted you guys to know that so far, X has earned X of free products, half-priced items because of each of you. How awesome is that? Also, wanted you to know that she is only X amount away from the next level where they get X free. Okay, so she goes through that. Lastly, big shout out to X for booking a show. We just need like 2 more for Becky to get a bonus gift and a half-price pick at your show. So comment below if you'd like to add your order to help them reach their goal, or if you'd like to book your own party to help and to pamper yourself. If you haven't ordered yet, here's the link, order by 9 p.m. And she tags all members in the party. So then closing out the party, so the last day of the party, it's not the last day, I guess it's the day after the extension, okay? She changes the group name to Thanks for a Great Party for Becky. Do a final thank you post. So she says, thank you all again for an amazing week. Because of each of you, Becky got X amount of free products and half-priced items. That's crazy, for real. If you haven't booked a party, I would love to spoil you too. Just let me know. Okay, guys, that is all of that document. And I want to just talk for a second because that was a lot of examples, but what did you notice the biggest thing was in her wording and how she has her party set up?
I noticed that she sounds really fun.
Yeah.
I can be really serious, so the fun part is awesome. And the host coaching is amazing.
Exactly.
It's so detailed. And I'm hosting another party for, a gal. We traded parties. And I am realizing that I feel dumb as a host right now in her party because I have no idea what is going on. And so now I'm realizing everything you're saying I might have felt overwhelmed by before, and now I'm like, oh my God, this makes perfect sense. As a host in this other party that I'm doing, I wish she was doing this with me because I have no idea what's going on.
Well, I think, sorry.
I was going to say, I know exactly what you mean. Like the first time I hosted a party for another direct sales company, I didn't know like the host benefits. Sorry, y'all. Sarah got stung by a wasp earlier, so he's trying to deal with that. Anyway, but I remember thinking the same thing. Like, I didn't know if it was a good show. Like, I didn't know like what I was supposed to be doing. And I was a consultant, you know, for another company, but it was early in my business. And I was like, I don't know, like, I don't understand the commission, you know, for her company. Like, was it good? Did I help you? Like, you know, do you benefit from you know what I mean? So I think that if nothing else, kind of like what she was saying, I'm not saying to go host a show for another company, but when you are on the other end, and you realize like if there's good communication from the consultant, it's, you know, you're like, okay, I know what to do. I know what to expect. There's no anxiety. And like, also, you know what you're going to get out of it. Right. And so I think her saying at the very front, like, hey, here's a good show. Here's
to the party.
You know, a bad show. Like if you're doing these things, this is what you're going to get, you know? So anyway, I loved this information. I'm gonna let you keep talking, Lindsay, but I thought this was really great. And a lot of it, you know, we have heard before, but I love the verbiage and the language. And I don't know if Lindsay mentioned this, I put it in the chat, but we're going to make sure whether I type up a document or just copy everything into it, but we'll upload this on the page so that you have access to it in case you miss anything. So just wanted to comment on that.
Yes. And I think somebody said, hold on, let me do this first. So she's a straight shooter, but personable. Yes. So she doesn't sugarcoat anything. She's like, if you don't participate, you're not going to have a good party. You know, like if you do, you will. If you don't invite 200 people, you're probably not going to have as good of a party. Ashley said there's an ease to her verbiage. She used lingo like side gig, give it a whirl, thanks the guest, and just kind of makes it easy and personal, real and authentic. Yes. So you don't have to copy her wording if it does not sound like you. Okay. You can make this. If it's not, like if you wouldn't say give it a whirl, then you don't have to say that. But it's an example of what you could say. So you could come up with something else there. You know, why don't you give it a try, or, you know, something like that. And one thing that I personally, when I was reading this the first time, I thought, oh my goodness, how I'm going to have to be more organized. Okay. And that was the biggest thing. How many of you just hearing me were like, oh, so she sets her parties up on Monday and they don't start until Saturday, and she sends the host something each, you know, that was my first thought. I have to be really honest with you, because I've been getting used to setting up my parties on Wednesdays and starting them on Mondays and doing a few engagement posts. And so this is something that would be you would just have to be more disciplined, but $2,000 to $3,000 a week. Could you be more disciplined for $20,000 a month in sales? You know, like, could you wake up an hour earlier? Could you go to bed an hour earlier? Could you, like, with that paycheck, because she's a senior director, so she has that team, and then that personal sales on top of it. You know what? Your why. Becky talked to you, a little bit about like what, a director, what it takes to reach that. But what is worth it to you to take it that step further and to make sure, that, because that's one thing, your team is going to count on you to lead them into being green, and you're going to lead by example. So because this is a very disciplined document, I feel, what is the thing you're going to sacrifice? Is it sleep? Is it TV time? Is it scheduling, making sure that your schedule is not just like all over the place, and you maybe have a calendar to where it's like, okay, an hourly calendar, so you know when you can work and when you don't need to work, family time. Let's see here. People can order whenever. Stephanie, I think that sometimes we get focused on a day like that, like on Fridays, paydays, and the end of the week, because she's starting her party so early, because it's technically like people are getting invited on a Monday and it's not starting until Saturday, and it's not technically closing until that Friday. They can order. They have from the Monday before to order. And so, I think sometimes, like, as long as they know that the party doesn't come, the order doesn't come out until that date, they can plan for it. So that can be, a good thing, because if somebody has the money on a Monday, they're like, okay, I'm going to order, and I'm going to, like, that is the money for it. So a couple things. Are there any other comments? That was like the big thing for this call. And I'm going to talk about like a couple more things. Is there anything else? That is true. They can always add to their order. But you're not closing until Friday, technically. So that they get paid on Friday, they can still make the order, and the money doesn't come out until Friday. Are there any other comments? We are going to share this. Comments, questions? Okay. Let me find really fast. I have to go back to my notes. Okay, I want to talk super fast about contacts, because we are about finished. So contacts. Some of you are aiming to do 30 contacts a day. And if you go by numbers, that should give you about 3 bookings. And we want you to keep up with your contacts. I think, Caitlin, have you shared the boxes with your team yet? Okay, so we're gonna post just a way that you can keep up with your contacts, and it's a box of 100 boxes, and every time you talk to someone, introducing it at conference, well, you can start a week early, I guess, but we want you to make. I'm going to just go ahead and say we want you to make 30 contacts a day about booking or recruiting. And that doesn't mean that you're talking. I'm sorry. We want you to send 30 messages a day. Our goal is 25. I just introduced it to my team this week. Okay, good. So we want you to send 30 messages. Our goal is 25 contacts a week. And usually by sending the messages, you will get the contacts, okay? So we are going to share with you the document, and talking like just 2 seconds about power tools. Power tools are like our quick cooker, our cookware, our wok, the deep covered baker. Any of those for either your virtual or your in-home shows, you want to feature a power tool for each day. And you want to make it fun. So you want to tell them why they need it. And you want to create a desire to buy the product, like in the current party, or to book a party to earn it for either for free or 60% off. So we have another call for you from Coffee Talks, and it's bookings with Julie Ritter, and she is an executive, or is she a senior executive? Just executive, or not just? She's not just.
Yeah, not just, but yes, she's an executive.
Okay, So she's an executive, and she has this great coffee talk. It's one of the ones it's from this year. And we are asking you to listen to that. And, you know, you guys, coffee talks are usually like 15 to 20 minutes. They're not a ton of time. You can dial in. I want to note that the number to call in has changed. So when I post this, I will post it with the correct number to use, okay? And then now this starts the individual calls. So let's talk about expectations really fast. We do expect that for July, you have had 12 shows, we are going to expect that you have that by the first call, the first individual call, Becky. Okay, I just want to make sure that we were still on that. So you will get with either me, Becky, or Caitlin, and you will tell them, I'm going to ask you to send us a message, okay? If you are on this call, you are on the first call, or you have watched the first call, or you plan to watch the first call, I want you to send whoever. So if you're in Caitlin's organization, you're going to be sending her a message. If you're, we're all in Becky's, but if you're in mine, you're going to send me, and then everyone else will send theirs to Becky. And I want you to send us a message with a couple things, okay? One, how many parties you have for July. Two, how many you have for August. Yes, private message, not in the group message. Yes, when I say send us a message, I mean like one-on-one. So your parties for July, your parties for August, okay? And I want you to send me, well, I guess, and for all of us, I want you to send how many contacts you have made this week, okay? Because I want to know where we start. You know, where are we starting? And then we will set up a call after conference. Okay, we're not doing these coaching calls next week because we're all going to be crazy busy. And you guys, a lot of you guys are coming to conference too, so you'll be busy as well. And then we will set up a call with either just one-on-one or with your director and either Becky or Caitlin or myself. So we're really excited. These calls have some great information in them. And I really think that having that one-on-one time after you've heard the basics of being a director and how to get there, and then you've heard Becca's system for having high volume sales in the party, I think, you know, once you have the sales and the parties and you get the people into the parties, you can get the recruits. And then you know what that means. It means you promote to director.
Yes, and that's actually the perfect transition.
Yes.
For basically after you've done all of these things that she's talked about, you've got your 12 shows. On our first call, either on our first call or very, you know, soon after, you know, or before, we will give you the link if you have your 12 shows to an exclusive recruiting training that Caitlin will be doing on August 1st, I believe. Is that correct, Caitlin? At 8 p.m., right? Central? I think so.
Yeah.
You will only get that link. That's like basically going to be a small, we expect it. I'm just going to be completely honest with you guys. We expect it to be a very small, select group of people. Like those people on there are going to be the people that she's basically going to walk through. Okay, here's how you're going to promote. And if you promote this month, you still are going to want to be invited to that call, right? Because you're going to want to re-promote yourself. Trust me, we all are constantly, or maybe you're a brand new you know, director and you're on here just as a leader, because we always, or even maybe you've been a director for 6 months and you're on here. We want to know that you are committed to, hey, Natalie. We want to know that you're committed to doing that, what we ask. And so do what Lindsay said, send us those private messages, and we will know from that who's like, I'm ready, I'm in, I'm committed, I want to promote, and we will send you the link. We'll make sure you get it. But it's in your hand. Like, basically the ball's in your court. Like, right? Like, we've provided the information. You have to reach out to us. And when we get that message, we know you're saying, Becky, Lindsay, Caitlin, work with me. I want to be a leader. I want more from my business. I want more for my life. And we want to help you do that. So anyway, Caitlin, did you have anything you wanted to add about that?
Yes, we're not chasing you down. We're not chasing you down. And if this has been a goal, and I hope I don't hurt anybody's feelings, but I know that there is a lot of people on here, and this might have been your goal for a while, and maybe things have come up and gotten in the way, and it hasn't been a priority. Like, if this is your goal, you have to make time for it. You have to say, okay, just like earlier, Becky said, you know, what are we going to sacrifice? Hey, Sarah, she's like, what are we going to sacrifice? Are we going to sacrifice an, extra hour of sleep? Or, maybe we're not going to watch TV. Find that time that you can, set aside to make the contacts, to get the bookings, to reach out to people. Because if you don't make the time for it, you're never going to have the time for it. There are so many things going on that can just so easily take the place. So you have to really make it a priority to set the time aside. Mm-hmm. If that means every time you get in the car and every time you get out of the car, you send out 5 messages, then do it. If you work 5 days a week, 5 messages, 5 days a week, every time you get in and out of the car, you've got way more than you need. So hopefully all those people respond. But I guess we're doing more than that a day. But anyways, you have to make time for it.
Yes. I think we're going to see a lot of you, because so you have a week. Like, it's Wednesday and we're not setting any dates until the 29th that week. So you have a week and a half to get the rest of your parties for July and to start working on your parties for August. And one thing that, Caitlin had a really great grilling post, and you can all make your own graphic. And it's like, if you love grilling, pick a number between 1 and 30, and Caitlin can share the wording probably about that. And I booked, I think, 5 parties from just one post. There are other ones that you can do. I'm taking her wording and I'm shortening it, and that is what I'm using to follow up with my parties with people. And I'm offering them the same deal. And, it's like a good way to follow up with your people. But what do you do after they comment? Nothing until the day after. And then you send them a message, and Caitlin will, Sarah Jo, I love that. Caitlin will share the verbiage, I'm sure.
Yes, I can share that. And I wanted to say real quick, I don't know if you saw in our 3-way chat about the text parties.
I didn't read that yet. Do you want to share that?
Do you mind?
No.
Okay,
unless if nobody else does.
Yeah, I'll keep it quick. I'm going to post some pictures in the overall page. It's going to be an album. If you're in the Sunshine Squad, you've probably already seen it. If you haven't, you need to go check the albums. So who was that? Trina, how do you say your last name? Lutsky? An executive director shared a texting party template with us, and I pretty much just took it and I put it into slides so that you can kind of see, like, okay, like this is a text party and this is what we say. And I have like the instructions and the messages all kind of wrote out. And what I did on my team page was I put it all into a album with all the images so you can kind of visually see it. But then in the comments of each image of each slide, I put the copy and paste of what you need. So that way you're not having to like filter through all of the extra stuff. You can just copy and paste for that slide each day or each task and everything. Anyways, basically, it's kind of another option for us. It's something that I've challenged all of my people who are going to conference to get 5 next week, to try to find 5 people to do a text party while we're out of town. And basically you send, you have your host get like 20, get like a list of 20 people who are willing and want to participate in the text party. It's no group messages. We don't like that, but she gets a guest list. You do a party, you send her 1 to 2 posts a day and instructions, and you want to like keep it all separate. So it's really easy for her to copy and paste, and she just forwards it to all the people in her guest list. It's super easy. It's very like, if you're busy, this is perfect for you. And you could get like a lot of parties and do this. And the fact that like you're getting 20 people who they've reached out to and that have like said, yes, I want to be part of this. And I know that we say to do that like on the Facebook stuff, but I don't know, something about like this texting thing, it just seems like it's just a little bit easier. I really think that the numbers are going to be good from it. So I'm going to share that. So just watch for it. Commenting will be turned off on each image, but you can comment on the album itself. So that way everything's right there together, but just kind of keep your eye out for it on the overall page. So
Caitlin, one more thing. Could you share about your pay your age?
Yes. So
like
last
for
year,
and the catalog party part.
Yes.
Okay.
I think I like what I did at conference last year, right? Yeah. So last year at conference, and I keep putting off making this live video because I just don't get my mascara on. I don't know. I feel like I need my mascara on, but it's lost. And I've got another one coming in the mail. It'll be here Friday. So maybe Friday I'll go live. But so last year I was coming up on August, and I kind of was like, oh my gosh, like my schedule's not where it needs to be. I need to book some parties. Okay. And I kind of freaked myself out, and I was like, all my months have been really heavy, and now I'm looking at August and I don't have a lot going on, and I'm about to be out of town, and then school's starting and all these things. Right. So I kind of freaked out, and I was like, I need to come up with something that I can do. And we had 60% off of certain products, and the double burner grill pan was one of them. And it might've been off anything, but I picked the double burner grill pan. And basically what I did was I went live, and I had a host packet, and I was like, oh my gosh, guys, I am so excited because we have an amazing special on our double burner grill pan, and I'm going to do this really fun exclusive for anyone who's willing to do a catalog party with me. I don't even think I put a date on it. I just like, they said they were interested, and I just said, okay, we're doing it here. Okay. So basically I had all my packets made up, and I was like, I've got all these, I think I called them party packs, ready to mail out to you. And all you have to do is get a party of $200, and you're going to get the double burner grill pan for your age. Now the price has gone up on that since I did that. It was the old one, and it's been restyled, and the price is a little bit more. But you could totally do that on the individual grill pan, or you could do, like we're doing with the indoor outdoor grill Lindsay mentioned earlier. My plan is to do it with that, and instead of pay your age, I was just gonna do $40. So it's gonna cost me $11.60. But last year when I did the pay your age on the double burner grill, I had $2,500 in sales when I got back from conference. So that was 1 week. I had 7 parties. I think I had one that didn't do anything, and everybody else qualified, and I had one that did over 1,000, and I ended up with $2,500 in sales. And like I literally, like, I didn't have to do anything. I challenged them, and I kind of like told them, like, I put them in a group, and I like updated them with where everybody was at, and whoever had the highest sales at the end was going to get a new fall product from me, which we get lots of that stuff, especially when you go to conference, because we get free stuff, and then you earned free stuff. So there's gobs of stuff. Plus, you know, you get it for half off. once it updates on the thing anyways. But so you can totally do something like that. You could come up with really anything, like figure out how much is in your budget for a $200 party, what you make off that, how much of that you're willing to put toward making the incentive just a little bit sweeter. For me, I thought $40 for an indoor outdoor girl sounded pretty good. And on the indoor outdoor girl thing, the pay your age thing, the Run a Girl Band, the pay your age thing that I did last year, I think I was out of pocket like $100, but my commission on that $2,500 was a lot more than that. So if you have any questions, you can always ask. So is that what you wanted?
Yes, thank you. Does anyone have any questions, either about anything? Becky, have you taken a picture of who all is on? Okay. Then I hope y'all can hear this. Can y'all hear it? Do you know what it is? Becky's like, what is this? You can't hear it? It was Let's Get Down to Business from Mulan. I don't know if anybody heard it, but I wanted to leave you guys with like that mentality that we're just gonna do it. Like, we're gonna be this little army from nowhere, China, and we're gonna go out and we're gonna beat the Huns, okay, guys? Because that's who we are. You want something that not everyone in this business achieves. You have a huge why. You have a reason why you're doing this. Figure out what it is. Keep it in front of you. Huh, see? That's what we're all going to be like. Whenever you get a no, you're going to be like, huh. And then you're going to get down to business, and you're going to go message 5 more people to make up for that no, okay? So we're going to post the document. Caitlin's going to share her verbiage for the pick your number and for the text. I'm going to share the recording. Maybe you need to watch this again next week, okay? Maybe not, but that's it. Thank you all for being on here. I'm going to end the recording.